So we've all watched our sports movies, our fair share of sports movies. So we're gonna start at the bottom. Let's start from the bottom. We're gonna start with the worst sports movies. So we're gonna start with Chris. Chris, I think sports go great on film, but sometimes it goes wrong. So what's a prime example of that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to give one that I would say probably the majority of our audience has definitely seen one or two. The Rocky series. I personally think Rockies 1 through 4 were fantastic, all of them.
Even the Creeds. I like the
really Creeds like are pretty good too. The Creeds are pretty good. But Rocky 5, you're talking, I mean, not only the cliche plot, but you got a street fight going on, and it didn't draw the audience in. It didn't draw me in, and it just seemed like kind of a desperate attempt at keeping the series alive.
Were you not impressed with the acting chops of Tommy Morrison, the late great? May he rest in peace, Tommy Morrison.
Great story also. If you haven't seen the Tommy Morrison story, it's fantastic.
Yeah, is it a 30 for 30 or is it a regular full documentary? I think it's a documentary. Yeah. But very interesting character, interesting life. A good guy. You know, he's a good fighter too. Actually won some big fights in his time. You forget who he beat. He beat some big fighters in his time.
Well, they say he was one of the biggest fallout in sports because he was a big partier and
another guy, wasted talent. There's been a lot of those.
He may have had a shot with Tyson, I think.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's the guy that didn't he have AIDS and he was trying to find the ring, or am I thinking of a different?
Yes, he did. He did contract AIDS and he died of complications.
And I think that was a whole little thing, but him trying to get into him wanting to get into the ring. A couple of guys didn't want to fight him.
Yeah,
you got to see there's if you look at the age difference, he aged from like 25 to like 31. It looked like he got 50 years older in 5-6 years.
It's a terrible
he had a rough life.
So anyway, but yeah, Rocky 5 was not a
and I love those movies. Rockies are just one of my favorite movies of all time.
Not only sports, just movies in general.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And then you can remember that Rocky 1 won Best Picture that year in Oscars, and then Rocky 5 was just such a massive fall. So I completely agree with you, Rocky 5. Lou, you have any of your lowlights of sports movies?
It's not I'll tell you, the worst performance. The movie is actually not that bad. It's a little slow. It's an old movie from probably, I want to say 69, 70, called Bang the Drum Slowly, with Michael Moriarty, Robert De Niro, and they are these, it's this fantasized New York baseball team. They're supposed to be the Yankees, but they're called the Mammoths, I believe, in the movie. And I am a pet peeve where if you're going to play a baseball player on film and you've never thrown a baseball before, then you know what? Go to a coach for 6 weeks and learn how to throw a baseball.
Yeah,
the scenes in this movie where guys are trying to play baseball in this movie is actually laughable, and it ruins the whole movie for me. And Robert De Niro plays a catcher. I forget the character's name, and he winds up getting cancer. So it's a sad story. So it's very slow moving. But the thing that killed me about it is, if you've ever seen a turtle throw a baseball, I mean, that's what De Niro looked like throwing a baseball and banging the drum. And I'm surprised because he's this great method guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Raging Bull, one of the great films of all time. We talk about greats.
And sports movies.
He's always involved into these guys. So when he played this baseball player, to see him throw a ball like a turtle, it took me out of the movie.
And I want to add
it's funny if you don't.
Bang the drum slowly.
There was like a few years ago. There was like a study done, and throwing a baseball is such an awkward motion for your shoulder and everything. And when you throw it younger, your shoulder, the anatomy actually changes a little bit, so you could throw. So if you didn't throw a baseball when you were growing up and played a lot, your motion's always going to look a little awkward.
When did he turn into Bill Nye, the science guy? When did that happen? Dr. Phil. Is that why they call you Dr. Phil?
Yeah, he knows. I have a doctorate in physical therapy.
This guy.
Okay.
Alex Smith, he knows to the bone. But wait, I got to add.
So it's that saying. Then that saying's not true, but the saying is when you throw like a girl, it's because they throw they pitch when they pitch. They throw underhand growing up. So when they got older, their throwing motion never looked the same as like a little league boy.
A few first pitches that have been thrown out that you may have seen. Chris Rock, Mike Greenberg,
right away.
And the producer from the Howard Stern show, Gary Delabate.
Oh yeah.
Look them up on YouTube. Their first pitches. I mean, not only the motion, but
just go
bounce. To the terrible.
But it's funny Lou says that because when I watch sports movies, I always, especially baseball, I always look for, do they know how to throw? Because you see right away. You see once they catch it, is it fluid or not? And you know whose was really good? Because he played. was in Field of Dreams, Costner.
Yeah, he was an athlete.
Exactly.
The guy's athletic.
He played baseball for a long time, and when he was throwing, with Shoeless Joe or his dad, it just looked great. But you're 100% right.
Now, to go back to that movie, there's another thing, and I love Ray Liotta.
I know you're going, yeah.
Right, you know the story about Ray Liotta. Ray Liotta hit.
He hit lefty.
He hit lefty.
Shoeless Joe. He comes up on the wrong side of the plate.
You can't have it. You got to do it right.
Because
if you're playing a historical figure, do it right.
That's ridiculous. I agree with you. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Like I just acquired the rights. My partner and I, we acquired the rights to the Joe Pepitone story, which we're hopefully going to shoot next summer. And for you guys who are not familiar with Joe Pepitone, he was a Yankee in the 60s, another one of these guys. He was supposed to be the next Mickey Mantle, but loved to party. He was like the Joe Namath of baseball back then. First guy to bring a hairdryer into the dressing room. Really just a wonderful, colorful character. And already we had our first meeting, and I said, the first thing I said, it's going to be a law. I says, I will not have an actor not be able to throw a baseball. I'm not going to have it.
Yeah.
A little back, I'm not on this guy's level, but I'm a little actor, okay? And I've been on enough sets, and even sports movie sets, that I know it doesn't matter if it's baseball, if it's basketball, a lot of these casting directors, forgive me, please, but they hire I did a basketball commercial. They hire people that do not know how to dribble the ball.
Yeah.
So this is a universal thing.
Yeah.
So hopefully on the bigger stages now, it can become more of a common thing that you're only casting people that actually know how to play this sport. Now I'm submitting for things online, skateboarding. I don't know how to skateboard, but if you're gonna cast people, that's a little.
That's another thing. When you see a guy shoot a basketball, you know right away. Has he shot a basketball before or has he not?
Go Bridgeside.